44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They say you been in beast mode lately, you is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. In the field like Jeepers Creepers, say they want some smoke, dawg. So I brought these chimney sweeps. Coming like we coming, you can't even cap. These niggas don't run it like we running, bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till them do us part. So if you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, fine in. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got him made, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rate for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Think I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dawg? Guns and butter, baby boy. You PK top, dawg. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that econ line into a damn tank. I got chopper stash in that attic like they Anne Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like bolt cutters. You cannot play both sides, gotta choose your colors. See him throwing that one up with that W, that's my blood, bro. Fine in. I ain't show no mercy, I'm gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the dust, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show the skills, how I show the skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got him made, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. Said they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. Dang! Kill them motherfuckers. Stand over him, shoot him in the face. Say no.
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rapper, busy man shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga.
I pray where Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert, another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, it's an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with ya. Fuck the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, I ain't listening, is effective. If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jacob. So Tower War, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't just do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger know them dots, you a bird feeder. Claiming he a demon, what's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him, this shit light work. It ain't about who got this gun, it's about who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones. lost when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you won't never get that hand back. He bitching about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow sign, yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still about my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Shalom, Israel. Give me 1 second. Let me see if the sound is working. Shalom, Israel. Give me 1 second. All right. Sounds good. All right. Shalom, everyone. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding Jenny Yohana. And since 1969, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge has been teaching the so-called Black, so-called Hispanic, and so-called Native American their biblical nationality, culture, and showing them that is their history book, and that they are the true descendants of the Bible. With that being said, that ain't going to the fact that we also don't only have biblical confirmation that the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Natives are the true people of the Bible, but we also have historical books. We also have archaeology, and so on. With that being said, we have classes all week. Tune in all week to ISUK Chicago, ISUK Gary, Indiana, ISUK Wisconsin, and ISUK Southern Illinois for Monday through Friday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And definitely tune in. If you have questions, you can always ask your question in the comments. With that being said, today I am Officer of 500, Azan Yala, who teaches the Lashawan Qadash class, which is the Holy Tongue class. All right, see it up here? With that being said, a lot of us know that over captivities, over time, that we kind of steered away from our original biblical language. Here in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, we give it right back. So what we do today is we go over the Lashawan Qadash, we go over the alphabet, we go over some words, and we also prepare you for tomorrow, which is the Sabbath. On Sabbath, we have Sabbath service. On Saturdays at 9 a.m., we have Sabbath service. Just tune into ISUK Chicago. We have Sabbath service here at 9 a.m. with Officer Mayad, Officer Marai, and a few other brothers who actually come and end up reading. With that being said, we don't only read the scriptures in English. We also read them in the Lashawan Qadash, which is the ancient Hebrew. So what everybody will want to do is this right here on Fridays will prepare you for Saturday in your Lashawan Qadash class. So what you want to do is you want to tune into Fridays so that we get in tune with how we pronounce words, how we say the alphabet, and so on. You know what I'm saying? Once you go ahead and do that, then you go ahead and take the original biblical manuscript, which was written in Hebrew. It's called the Tanakh right here. I hope everybody can see it. So this Tanakh right here has it in the Assyrian Hebrew, which we call the modern. There's the ancient and there's the modern. This was our first form of language. Then over captivity, we obtained this one right here, and this is what the Tanakh is written in. So by us tuning in on Fridays to the Lashawan Qadash class, we are obtaining that language again and preparing us for a Saturday Sabbath service, which is only meant for the blacks, Hispanics, and natives to come together on behalf of the Most High God, because that's what he requires of us. With that being said, first thing we do every week, we go over the Lashawan Qadash alphabet. We'll go over the ancient, we'll go over the Syrian, and everything that's written is written from right to left. Also, understand that when we are saying the alphabet, everything should always be in capitals, no matter if it's in the ancient or if it's in the modern. So this is the ancient printed, this is the modern printed, and right here is the modern, but it's more in the script form. If you would like to understand, like if you take a screenshot right now, this will be in the written form. That's why we say handwritten right here and printed. These are the same thing, just printed, handwritten. So in the Tanakh, it'll look more like this, perfect. But if you're gonna write it yourself, you know, it's gonna be a little bit more of a script type. So this is how it is, always from right to left. With that being said, I'm gonna move forward. And remember, these Lashawan Qadash classes are to prepare you for Sabbath service. Sabbath service is the only day the Lord requires you to just give to him, to go over the scriptures, not only in English, but in Lashawan Qadash, and obtain your original cultural roots. All right? So right here, we're going to go over the ancient. Let me see, I got something more. All right. So right here, from right to left, is the ancient, this printed, which is perfect. Ah looks like a sideways A. Ba looks like a triangle type G. You got Ga, that looks like a slanted 7. You got Da, it looks like a triangle. You got Ha, that looks like a mirrored F with an extra line across. So boom, boom, bam, bam. All right. You got Wa. Wa that looks like just a regular Y, but that'll be Wa in the Hebrew. You have Za in the form of Z. Bam. You got Ka. Ka. C-H-A-A. Ka. Looks like a 3-step ladder. That's all I could really define it as or identify it as. Ka. C-H-A-A. 3-step ladder. You have Ta. Looks like a circle with an X in the middle. Also looks like, if you like cartoons, it looks like an X-Men symbol. But that letter will be Ta in the Hebrew. You have Ya, which is like a Z slanted with an extra line right here in the middle. And that's Ya. You have Ka. Don't get confused with Ka. I know we always seem to think that K and C usually sound similar. Remember, this is this is Ka right here. Ka, C-H-A-A. And then you got Ka, K-A, Slakia. Ka and Ka, all right? Ka is in the form of a mirrored C, which is a flipped C, with a V form in the middle. And that is Ka. Ka, Slakia. This is Ka, C-H-A-A, Ka. Ka, Ka. It gets confusing sometimes, but you'll get it. Ma. Ma looks like a W at the top, going into a Y form at the bottom. That's Ma. You got Na. Na looks like a V form at the top, going into a Y form. That's Na. So Ma and Na look similar, slightly different. One with a W form at the top, going into a Y. That's Ma. Then you got a V form, going into a Y form. That's Na. All right? Then you have Sa. Sa is a line from top to bottom. A little bit from the top, you got a Z form. And then a little bit below that, you have a line from left to right. That is Sa. Then you have I. I is basically like a circle form, or like the eye in your, like an eyeball. All right? And that's I. Next one we have is Pa. Pa is a line from left to right, looking like a J, but a little bit from the right side. You go into a J form all the way to the side. And that's Pa. You have Taza, a line from top to bottom. You have a Z, a little bit from the top, you have like a little Z form again. And that's Taza. You got Kwa, looks kind of like an umbrella. You got the dome portion at the top that looks like an umbrella. And of course you got the line going from top to bottom. And right there, that's Kwa. Next one we have Ra. Ra is like a pennant or a 4, whichever one you want to identify it as. Ra looks like a 4 or a pennant. You have Sha, S-H-A, looks like a W. Sha. Then you have Tha. Tha looks like an X. On the left side, you elevate that line, and then you bring it across. So it looks like an X, but on the left side, just elevate that line, and then do the X form. And that right there, from right to left, is your ancient Hebrew. And next, we're going to go into the modern or the Assyrian Hebrew. But I want everybody to at least take a picture of this so that way they can have it in their phone. So that we can follow along when breaking down these words. Because today we're going over the words with the letter W. And we're going to recap off the last time we was here. Last week we had the fire weekend. We had a great time. So we didn't have class, but we did have a great time from Thursday all the way to Sunday. It's nothing like it. If you didn't show up, you missed out. All right, now we're going to go to the Assyrian or the more modern. More modern is just like I said, it's in the Tanakh. I showed you the book earlier, and that's what we read out of every Sabbath service. First letter is right here, A. A looks like an N. You have Ba next. Ba looks like a 7 with a platform from left to right at the bottom. You got Ga that looks like kind of like a woman's heel. You have Da that looks like a 7. You have Ha that looks like a 7. And on the left side right here, you have a little line that doesn't reach to the top. So you got a 7 with a line right here from the middle going down. It never meets the top. And that's Ha. You have Wa. Wa looks like a stuck up 7 because its nose is in the air. It's a short stuck up 7 too. So you got the nose in the air going down in the 7 form. That's Wa. You have Za. It's like a short top T. You know what I'm saying? It's real short line at the top. Then you got the line going from top to bottom. Za. Then you got Ka. C-H-A-A. Ka. C-H-A-A. Then you have, that's like a 7 with it's more like if anybody knows math, it looks like a pi form. Like if I want to say it. But if I'm just going to put it out there to simplify it, I would say just do it in a 7. And then a line on the left side from top to bottom. And you got Ka. See what I mean? This one's similar to Ha. This one don't go to the top. This one actually does. So Ha is similar to Ka. But this line goes from top to bottom. This line stops sort of the middle. All right, moving on. Ta. U form. Fancy U. Boom. Ta. You have Ya. Ya is like a comma in the air. This won't be a comma that's at the bottom. This will be more a comma like if you're writing a word, it'll just be at the top, like at the top form of a letter. Boom. Same way it looks like right here, it'll be like at the top portion. It won't be down here. It's at the top portion. And that right there is Ya. Then you have Ka. Ka. Remember, don't get Ka, K-A, confused with Ka, C-H-A-A. Ka. Ka. All right. So Ka is like a mirrored C. Boom. You got it right there. And this is where it gets a little tricky sometimes. Right here, under Ka, you'll have a letter that is Ka, but it will be only at the end of the word. So this will be at the beginning of the word. This will be at the end of the word. And that's how it is. Use these letters if letters above fall at end of word. So it'll still be Ka. So this will be at the beginning of the word. But if it's at the end of the word, you will be using this form of Ka. And we'll go so on because we have 5 of them. You know what I'm saying? So we'll go through those in a minute. But just like it says right here, that's why I told y'all take a screenshot. Use these letters if letters above fall at end of word. This is how it's going to be written in the Tanakh. So you definitely got to be wise to understand that if you come across Ka, it looks like this. And don't get it confused with other forms that look similar to it. Boom, 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 and bam. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to know this because the definition of the letter will totally throw you off. But if you're really distinct with what you're doing, you will definitely pick up on it. But over time, it'll get easier. But in the beginning, it definitely will be kind of a process. So, ka at the beginning of the word will look like this, a mirrored C. Ka at the end of a word will be written like this, like a 7 with a real slender body. All right. Next letter is La. La. La looks like a question mark to me at the top. Boom. You know what I'm saying? It looks like a question mark to me without the dot at the bottom. And that is La. Next letter is Ma. Ma looks like a cursive S. Or for kids, it looks kind of like a apple shape or pear shape. It doesn't connect right here, and you got the little leaf right there. All right, so that's Ma. That'll be at the beginning of the word, and then you have Ma. Then it fits in the Tanakh, and you see this form right here. You'll know Ma will look like this at the end of the word. It'll look like a square with a little slight definition going off to the left. All right. Boom, a little square form, boom, going to the left, and that will be Ma. Same letter, beginning, end of the word. Beginning of the word, end of the word. Beginning of the word, end of the word. Beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end. And so on. That's where it gets a little tricky, but don't worry about it. You can bypass that over time when you start learning, and it becomes a routine to you. Next letter is Na. Na looks like a short, sharp C. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom. It looks like short top C. See? Boom, boom. Real short C. All right? And that's Na. But if you see this form at the end of the word, it'll be like a short 7 with a slender body. That's why I said you really gotta pay attention to the alphabet. That way it becomes really familiar with you exactly which what, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to get this mixed up with this right here, you know what I'm saying? Because then they'll make a whole word that probably don't even make sense. So you definitely want to be a little bit more accurate with exactly how to identify these, all right? So Na is like a short C, or short body C. And then at the end of the word, it'll look like a short 7 with a slender body right here. And that's Na. Next one is Sa. Looks like a circle with just a little, like a little strike at the top. Circle, boom, to the top. And this is exactly how it will look in the Tanakh. So I'm trying to explain it to you so that way you don't get confused. All right. All right. Next one is I. I looks like a Y, but this Y goes deep down. You see the line from the left to right? It goes deep down and it connects. And this side on the right side, it does the same thing as a Y, but over here on the left side, it definitely got the definition to go from top way to the bottom. So definitely remember that. That's I. Next one is Pa. 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 Looks like a upside down G if you look at it. You know what I'm saying? That's just to simplify it for anybody who's studying and really wants to understand this form of language. It's not easy. You really have to repetitively go over it. It could be 10 minutes a day. It could be 15 minutes a day. But what is 15 minutes to 24 hours? If you're really trying to grasp the knowledge and obtain the knowledge that you really want for the future. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be naive about, certain things that people ask them. You know what I'm saying? If this is our language, we definitely have to learn it. With that being said, Pa is a upside down G. You see it right there. I don't know if anybody could really identify it, but it does look like a G. And in my eyes, that's the only way I could go ahead and easily remember it. You know, at the end of a word, it will look like an upside down J. See what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. It'll look like an upside down J. You know what I'm saying? You just got to find a way to identify Pa in your own way. Beginning of the word, end of the word. Remember I said beginning of the word, end of the word. Beginning, end, beginning, end. And there's only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the only ones that does it too. Everything else stays the same. But the beginning word, and the word, beginning, and so on. All right? Next one is Taza. Taza looks like a fancy wire, right? So what we want to do is, you want to go ahead and take this wire straight to the side. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Like this is how it be printed in the Tanakh. This is how it be if it was written. If you really want to understand it, you go ahead and take this top left side, you bring it straight down, and you cross it straight to the left again. So boom. Consider it like ancient graffiti, but it's your writing. And boom. Straight to the right, straight to the left, and a little mark right there looks like a Y. All right? And that right there will be Taza. Taza. Right? But if Taza is at the end of the word, it's going to take this form right here. You know what I'm saying? So Taza at the end of the word will look like a line going from top to bottom, or like this, a top to the bottom in a Y form, and then you have a quick little strike like a mirrored Y basically. You know what I'm saying? This is more printed, more sophisticated. This is more as if we was writing it ourselves. This is what we'll be writing out Tanakh though. But if we was writing it, most likely it'll look like this because, you know, like a lot of times we write, we scribble. It's never perfect like a printing process. All right. Next one is Kwa. Kwa is like a question mark, right? On the right side. And directly on the left side, directly underneath the portion of the left side, you leave a gap and you've got a line from top to bottom. So question mark and a line right here with a gap at the top. And right there, that's Kwa. All right. Next one is Ra. Ra. Ra looks like another type of 7. But this one right here looks like a strong 7 when you're doing it. From the top to the bottom, it just looks real solid. So, all right, so this one should be easy to kind of like remember. Then you got Shah, S-H-A. Shah looks like a W. Right here, boom. You can even do a little fancy. Like, see, this is how it look if it was printed in a Tanakh, like I just showed you. So anytime you see this letter in the Tanakh, you'll be like Shah. And then you'll proceed to sound out the other letters. But Shah, then if you handwritten it, it'll look like this. You know what I'm saying? Just a different type of W. Then you got Th, T-H-A. I would say it looks like a 7 with a line going from top to bottom with a little kickstand like you have on your bike. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom. So you got 7 right here. And on this side, you have a line going from top to bottom and a little kickstand right there. And that's how you would identify Tha. All right? I know it's difficult, but this right here, this Hebrew, this Lashawan Qadash, this holy tongue in the Tanakh, this is what we go over Friday. So that way on Saturday, you guys can really understand Sabbath service because it's going to be in the Hebrew, because this is how it's written in the Tanakh. So we have to really get our minds right and stop thinking about English all the time because we know that already, and really get back to our biblical language. And this will prepare us for the Sabbath service tomorrow at 9 a.m. with Officer 1000 Mayad and Officer Mariah, who are really good and qualified to teach this way above me. But just like I said, this is preparation for tomorrow's Sabbath service. This is to prepare us for tomorrow's Sabbath service, which the Lord required us to have for us for one day. One day, the Sabbath day is particularly for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? He just asks you to go, gather together, and go over the scriptures, and that's what we do for 2 hours. But we do it in our Hebrew language, and we also translate it into the English for the audience who is still trying to obtain the understanding of Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? So we go ahead and complement both sides. Brothers who are qualified in Hebrew and can follow along, and we also go over the story in English, so that way brothers and sisters who are not as equipped to deal with the Hebrew, at least they know that what we're talking about because we're following along and we're explaining the scriptures also in detail in English. With that being said, I'm going to leave this right here. If you guys can, take a picture of this because anytime I write something in ancient, I want you to understand, if I write this letter in ancient, if you want to write it if you want to be able to read it in the Tanakh, K, it'll be like this in the Tanakh. You know what I'm saying? So if I write a word and it's got K, remember in Assyrian, it'll be right here. You know what I'm saying? At the beginning of the word. But if K is at the end of the word, it'll look like that. And remember, we got 5 of them. With that, take a picture, and then we'll move on to the words that we were doing and going over. So that way we can keep building on this Hebrew language. All right. All right. I hope everybody took a picture. I'm gonna slide this camera down so that we can go over the words that we went over. And remember, this is only for blacks, Hispanics, and natives. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if there's anybody else who's outside of our culture, also outside of our nationality, if they want to follow along, hey, look, I have no problem with that. Just do it respectfully. You know what I'm saying? All right, this is the board right here. Like I said, these are the words we went over 2 weeks ago. The only reason we didn't go over anything last week, or we had class last week, is because we had the Midwest Fire Weekend, which we had a blast from Thursday to Sunday. If you missed out, try not to miss out next year, because we had a great time, and you should want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? So with that, we're going to go ahead and get into some words with the letter W. And the only reason I talk like this is not because of the grown-ups. I talk like this because there's also kids watching. And when there's kids watching, I want to simplify it as best as I can so they can obtain the information, because kids are like sponges. And if I go ahead and explain it in detail and real simple, they will grasp it. And they will be better than me at a younger age. And that's what I want. I don't do this for me. I do it for the Most High and everybody else who can absorb this information. I don't want no credit off this. I'm just doing the work. Slak, sir. La, sir. The water. You know what I'm saying? I do this work for the Most High, on behalf of the Most High, and all I want is to help so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to be better. That's all I want. You know what I'm saying? We do this stuff genuinely. We do this off the hard-earned efforts on our backs. You know what I'm saying? We're not funded by anybody. We do this. So when we do something, understand that it came off our backs and our pockets. And we don't mind that, because the Most High required us to go out here and do this. With that being said, we're going to move forward. These are the words. And just like I said, I simplified not only for adults, but for children also, because I know they follow along. All right. So the words from 2 weeks ago were in English, pronunciation, and in ancient language. We got want. Want. If you don't have this in your notes, have it in your notes. You will never know when you come across these words, or you never know when you're going to teach class yourself. That's why I said go back into these previous classes that I had, so that way you could obtain the knowledge, so that way you can teach class in the future. You know. So want in English, in ancient, is called Ra Tazah. That's pronunciation in the ancient. Ra Tazah. And this is how it's written in the ancient. Ra. If you guys have your screenshot, go over it. This is the only way if you're going to break anything down, you have to have the material to break it down. That's why I told you guys to take a picture of the alphabet. You have to be able to break something down. Don't just take my word for it. Do the work. So with that, one in English is Ra Tazah. And this is how it is. You take Ra from the Hebrew in the ancient. You got Taza. And you got disconnected. So you got Ra, right? You got Ra. Then you got Taza. And you also you ain't got the A right here, so you know this is connected. So you got Taza connected right here with the connector. So Taza with H at the end minus the A. That's how you formulate a Hebrew word. These connectors will help you. But if you're gonna write it in the modern, you'll take the Ra from the ancient, and you'll find the Ra in the modern, and bring it back and bring it down. You'll bring the Taza down, you'll bring the Ha down, and that'll be the word that you could read in the Tanakh. That's why I give you this, so that way you can easily break down a word in the Tanakh. It sounds like a lot, but as you repetitively do it, it will get simpler, it will get easier. It comes with time and it comes with effort. That's all I can say. The next word is warrior. Warrior is gabar. Gabar, right? Ga looks like a slanted 7. Got the whole form, right? Whole form of letter. Ga. Ga. Then you got ba. Ba. Ra. Ra. There's no A right here, so you know it's connected. Gabar. Connected. Gabar. Gabar. Tell you, put this in your notes, and if you have a chance, write them in the more modern form too, so that way at least you can give yourself a future reference when you're trying to break down and teach class yourself. Shout out to young man B checking in. Shout out to Mapataza. Hosanna in Christ. All right. Always check in on these classes too. Don't be a ghost out here. Don't be just observing and you don't want to say nothing. Just you know what I'm saying? If I'm doing this work, you know what I'm saying, chime in. Say what's up. What's going on, Design? You know what I'm saying? I missed the fire weekend. I'll be there next year. Or I'm trying to make it a class. What's the address? Whatever you gotta say. But just keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Alright. So these are the words. I'm gonna get out the way. Write them down. Put them in your notes. And we'll go over some more words right now, okay? That's why I always want to refer to the last portion that we did, then move forward. Just in case nobody was tuning in, you know? All right. Everybody ready to move forward? Get the... Give 1 second. We on it. Let's have a look for the class notes that I was going over. All right. So these are done. I hope everybody wrote them down, and also go over the previous classes. You know, like if you're gonna learn this, learn properly. Take some effort and actually dig in. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's get it. Okay. Next word is was. Simple word like was. W-A-S. That's why we do this, so that way you know even the young kids could easily follow along with us, because that's our future right there. That's who we really want to obtain this knowledge also. Was. W-A-S in English. Was. Was in the Hebrew, the pronunciation. All right. The pronunciation for was in the Hebrew is hayatah. Hayatah. Right? Was in the Hebrew is hayatah. Now, say if I don't go ahead and put the connectors, how would you write that in ancient on your own? Before I write it, how would you? In fact, I'll even give you guys a hint, because I do this every week, right? I do this every week. Boom, right there, right? So if I give you this right here, that's a clue to how to write it in the ancient. On your own, if you screenshotted the alphabet and stuff, you should be able to break this down on your own. Was in English, in Hebrew is ha-yatha. How would you write it down? This is a class. I'm not just gonna give you an answer. You gotta work. All right. All right. Was in English is hayatha. In Hebrew, where did the connectors go? Because this is ha, ya, tha. All right. Connectors go. You sound out every single letter. There's nothing that connects. It's all the same form. It's all the full alphabet of the letters. Ha, ya, tha. Ha, ya, tha. And if you was gonna write it in the more modern, this is ha. You find the ha in the modern, bring it down. This is ya. You bring the ya down in the modern. This is tha. You bring the tha down in the modern. But I don't have enough space to write English pronunciation, ancient, modern. You know what I'm saying? If I had enough space, I would. But that means I would have to write it smaller. And then if I write it smaller, ain't nobody gonna follow along. All right. Hope everybody got that moving forward. Next word we're gonna go over is waste. Give me 1 second. It's marker dead. All right. Next word is waste. Waste. Usually I give like a definition. Let me see if I can find a definition real quick. A biblical definition for waste. All right. In the Bible, waste encompasses both physical and spiritual dimensions, often signify destruction, desolation, or the misuse of resources and opportunities. That's what waste is. Destruction, desolation, or the misuse of resources and opportunities. So I'll give you the biblical definition of waste also. You know what I'm saying? That way, if there's some kids out there who's like, what's waste? At least now you know. I give you the word, give you definition. I'll go ahead and give you the pronunciation. And then you guys can try to write in ancient on your own. So waste in Hebrew is thahar. Thahar. All right. How would you write thahar in ancient? I could write it down, but I'm trying to give you all a chance to go ahead and do it yourselves. Also, not to mention, tomorrow we'll be breaking ground in Des Moines, Iowa at 3 p.m. I don't know exactly where, but we will be in Iowa. Tune into Isupk Chicago, and you can easily see all the footage while we're over there speaking over in Des Moines, Iowa. All right. Oh, it's in 6th Avenue in Des Moines, Iowa. So that's where we're gonna be at tomorrow. So definitely tune into Isupk Chicago for all that content, and keep tuning into classes Monday through Saturday. Also, we have an Isupk annual Harlem Cookout August 31st, hosted by Commander General Hanna at Thomas Jefferson Park at 2880 1st Avenue, New York, New York. That'll be August 31st. Let's go ahead and put that out there. If anybody's in New York, in the New York area or something like that, you want to go to the cookout, as long as you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, show up. And enjoy some food, good music, and good conversation. Play some dominoes, play some spades, kick it, have fun. Now, waist in English, now back to our routine. So like waist in Hebrew is thahar. All right, now we're gonna write it. All right. I got you right here. All right, you got waist, pronounced thahar in the Hebrew, and this is the letters th, ha, wa, no a right there. Obviously, you know it's connected because ha and wa is together with no a. So you got it like this: th, complete letter. Then you got ha. You know these connected. Boom. Th, ha. And that's waist in Hebrew. All right, we'll move forward. Hopefully everybody got that. I don't want to hold everybody too long. If you have to go over this footage, go over this footage over and over and over again. Go over previous classes over and over again. And that's not just for this class. Like if you missed a brotherhood class or you missed a biblical law class, definitely go back over those too. Officer Yardan is breaking down a lot of brotherhood scriptures on Mondays. You got Officer 1000 Aram. You know, he's always breaking down biblical law, unless it's Officer Carr on that day. You got Captain Marquardt on Wednesdays, unless there's another ranking officer of 5,000 here. Then they'll take over until he enters the door. Thursday's usually the generals class. Friday, Lashawan Qadash. Saturday is Sabbath service, and that's the day everybody should be tuning in to Isupk Chicago. So that way we can go over these scriptures not only in the Hebrew, but also in the English. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we're going to move forward. And the next word is, you got watch. Watch in Hebrew is shamar. Right. Watch in English is shamar in Hebrew. How would you break it down in the ancient? Without me giving you the answer. If everybody tried, I'll do this. Boom, boom. The rest is on you. You got Shah. You got Shah right here. If you follow along with the alphabet, it's the complete alphabet for that word, for that part. Shah, Shah. You got Ma. Then you got Ra, no A. Obviously, you can see it's connected. Shamar. Just like I said, if you want to go ahead and write Shamar in the modern, you take Shah in the ancient and go find Shah in the modern and just bring that letter down right here. You got Ma in the ancient, you bring Ma in the modern down. You got Ra, you bring Ra in the modern down. And you'll get how it'll be written in the Tanakh which we'll be going over tomorrow for Sabbath service. All right, let everybody get that in. Next word is water. Water. W-A-T-E-R. Water. Water in the Hebrew is mayam. Remember, everything in capitals. Nothing should be lowercase. Water in English is mayam in the Hebrew. Everything should always be capital, as you see. All right. I'll even do this. You guys make your own connectors and all that. Try to write it in the Hebrew on your own. That way we know you're following along. Get them likes up. I'm gonna put them working. My yum. Alright. Water in English. My yum in the Hebrew. Now we're gonna write it, right? Let's get it. Okay, I already put the connectors in. Ma. Ya. Ma. You only got no A right here. Obviously, you see it's connected. Ma, yum. Everybody will get better if they follow along and also proceed to follow every class on Friday for the Lashawan Qadash class. And if you tune in to the Hebrew Sabbath service tomorrow at 9 a.m. and also buy your Tanakh so you can follow along. The brothers will tell you exactly where to go in English, but you can follow along in the Tanakh. And in the Tanakh, it also has the Hebrew on one side. It has the English right next to it. So that's how you'll be able to grasp this language moving forward. You know, you're not just going to go ahead and pick up on it. You got to really follow along, dig deep. Give some time to the Lord, and you'll go ahead and figure it out. It's just everything takes time and work. You give your best efforts, you're gonna get the results you want, and that's in anything you do. Like if someone plays football, they put the effort in football, they're gonna be one of the best because they put the effort in. How you say, like if you play basketball, baseball, football, whatever you put effort into, you're always gonna be as good as you can be, if not one of the best. But you have to put the effort in. That's the same thing with the Hebrew class. You definitely got to go ahead and tune in and get better at this language. Not only that, tune into all the classes so that way you could get better on these scriptures. So that way nobody could blind you with BS when they're bringing their Christian or Catholic or Islam dogma. You know what I'm saying? Here in the Isupk, we destroy all those. And as you see, some of the higher ranking brothers, they're on these platforms and they're really demolishing them. When you're seeing that, obviously you know that this is the home of the truth with the proper breakdowns, with the proper context behind these breakdowns, without manipulation. Moving forward, I'm going to go ahead and get to another couple. Let's get it. Next word is going to be wave, all right? Also, if you guys can, like, share, and subscribe to Roundtable Truth on every platform. The Roundtable Truth will be going down today at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. to about 10 p.m. Just go to YouTube, Facebook, whatever, type in the Roundtable Truth, and definitely tune in to the Roundtable Truth tonight, all right? All right, let's go. Wave, right? Everybody knows what a wave is. If you go swimming, a lot of times you see the waves and they're coming towards you. All right? And wave in Hebrew is nayap. Nayap. All right? If my writing is bad, my bad, but that's as legible as I get it. Nayap. Wave in English is nayap in Hebrew, and then see if you can write it down in ancient yourself before we move forward. All right, you got na, you got na right here, right? Complete form of the letter. Then you got ya, you got ya, you got pa, you got pa. Obviously, you knock the A off right here. So disconnected, na yap. Na yap. That's it. Na yap. And just like I said, this is an ancient. If you guys follow along earlier when I was telling everybody, if anybody just tuned in, definitely take this letter in the ancient and find the letter in the modern and bring it down. Na, and find the word the letter in ancient. I mean in the modern. So it's ancient. Bring the na in the modern. The ya, the na in the ancient, na in the modern, pa in the ancient, and pa in the modern, and you'll have the word that would look. That will be seen in the Tanakh when you read it. But this is how you will pronounce it, and this is how it looks in the ancient. Next word is wait. Wait in the Hebrew is way in the Hebrew is the rock. I'll do this so that way hopefully you guys can write it in the Hebrew. How would you write the rock in Hebrew? All right, I'm going to write it. All right, you got the. You got ra. You got ka. But there's no A right here, so the rock, you got to connect it right here, so it's the rock. All right, we're going to go over two more. What time is it? We're going to go over two more real quick, and then that's going to be my time. Hopefully everybody got that. I'm going to give it a couple more seconds. All right. The next word is going to be weapon. All right. All right, next word, weapon, right? Everybody know what a weapon is? I hope I wrote it clear enough for everybody. We go right there. So everybody follow along better. Weapon. Weapon in Hebrew is zayan. Zayan. Remember, always in capital. Do this. Try to write it on your own in the ancient. All right, we'll move forward. Okay, I hope everybody try to write it in the ancient. I'll go ahead and write it to see if you guys are right. All right. All right. You got za, za. Full form of the letter. You got ya, ya. You got na with no A. Obviously, you know this connected right here is yan. Za, yan. Yeah. Last one is going to be week. Everybody knows week. There's 7 days in the week. 6 days must you slave, do your work, and on the 7th day, which is tomorrow at which is today at the eve to tomorrow to the eve, which is the 7th day. So as soon as it hits the evening today on Friday, that's actually Saturday to the evening tomorrow, which is the full Saturday. So a week is 6 days. Shall we do work? And on the 7th day is the Lord. So week. And the 7th day is actually Sabbath day, that's the day of the Lord's, which means that you should be tuning in to the Sabbath service and following along. And week in Hebrew is Shabbat. Shabbat. Slightly longer word. Week in English is Shabbat in the Hebrew. All right, I'm gonna write it in the Hebrew. If you need to go over this class again, replay this class over again. Take notes. All right. Week in English, Shabbat. Pronounced in the Hebrew, Sha. Full form of the letter. Ba. Wa. I. All right. But this right here, oh, you know what? That's what it was. Oh yeah. Shabbat, right there. ba, wa, and I, Y. That's how you spell. That's week in Hebrew. All right. And I'm gonna leave that on the board till next week, so we can go over it. Hopefully everybody, have their notes taken as well as they can. If not, go over the video. Also, tune into the Roundtable of Truth. Roundtable of Truth starts around 8 p.m. or so on every platform. You go on YouTube, you go on Facebook, you go on X, whatever platform you got. Like, share, subscribe on it. Tune in, comment. And with that, that's my class. I'm Officer of 500 Zanyala. I'll see y'all next week.